The feature event for the Super Sportsman. On the pole in car number 9, Glenn Yackel.
Starting second in car number 59F, Kirk Wise got some words with him, Steve Wilbur.
On the inside of the second row, the car number 21, Dave Newman.
On the outside of row number 2, it'll be the 31 of Kevin Berger.
In row 3, it's the 16 side, the 36, Johnny Murphy.
On the outside of row number 5, it'll be the 5G of Mike Irwin.
Row 6, Ken Carberry in the 12.
On the outside of row number 6, Donnie Beaver in the 10.
In the 7th row, the 3 of Davey Callman.
On the outside, making his return tonight, he missed 2 nights of racing. In car number 4, it's John Stoner.
Row 8 on the inside in Dwight Lives, number 22, sponsored by the Taylor Redall people. It's Mark Smith.
On the outside, it'll be the 8 of Rich Eichelberger.
In row 9, the 1H Bob Fantasy.
On the outside of row 9, it'll be the 6 of Daryl Schaefer.
In the 10th row, Billy Crawford in that black 1C.
On the outside of row number 10, the 23 of John Stamen.
In row 11, Russ Mitten in the 77.
And then it'll be last week's feature winner and also last night's feature winner in the 80, Smokey Snellbaker, the Silver Fox.
In row 12, car number 73, Frankie Herr.
On the outside of row number 12, sponsored by Weeby Audio, car number 59, Jake the Snake Rodaball.
In the final row, car number 25, Gary Strouser.
And our current point leader in both the Silver Spring and the Napa Series points, the 93 of Danny Hager. It's been a rough night of racing for Danny, but the good news is he's able to make the start of the feature event.
25 laps the distance. We have 26 beautifully prepared Super Sportsmen on the track right now. And I don't even think I'm gonna hazard a guess as to who could come home with a checker. There's too many very capable drivers out there.
Well, I'll tell you, like Johnny Murphy said, the track is in tremendous shape. During the first set of heat races for the Super Sportsman, they started kicking up some dust, and I thought it was going to get real bad tonight, but it really hasn't. So Alan Kreitzer has this 3/8 mile oval track in great shape for racing tonight. So the track is in beautiful shape for the weather that we've had over the last couple days. It has not been that dusty, really.
The family Ford pace truck down the front chute, leading the cars around their parade lap. Again, that front row, Glenn Yackel and Steve Wilbur. The second row, Dave Newman, Kevin Berger. Then it's Paul Troutman, Mark Zimmerman, George Group, Leroy Martin, Johnny Murphy, Mike Irwin, Ken Carberry, Donnie Beaver Jr., Dave Callman, Johnny Stoner, Mark Smith, Rich Eichelberger, Bob Fantasy, Daryl Schaefer, Billy Crawford, John Stamen, Russ Mitten, Smokey Snellbaker, Frankie Herr, Jake Radabaugh, Gary Strouser, and Danny Hager.
And Steve Wilbur gets out of shape, car number 59F. Looked like he may have made some contact with Glenn Yackel. Everybody continues on. It looked like we were going to see a pile-up, though. Mark Smith, car number 22, drifting up to the top of the track. And Rich Eichelberger, his bad luck continues. Car number 8, he's sitting top up along corner number 2. Tough break for Rich Eichelberger in car number 8. And also the 22 of Mark Smith looks like he's taking it into the pits. So 2 cars having problems on the initial start here. The green flag was supposed to come out. We were supposed to have the restart, but the caution flag comes out. Once again, the cars are not lined up properly. It's near the back of the pack here. They're trying to get these guys adjusted so we can go green. Our head starter gives them the signal. This time, though, we'll go green this time around. The flag is up. He's giving them the signal that they'll go green off of corner number 3. 26 cars, make that 25 cars. Mark Smith, car number 22, did take it into the pits. He has not come back out, but they are pushing him off right now, so we will start with 26 cars.
The Taylor Rental car comes out of the pits. He's going to tack onto the rear along with Eichelberger.
Tough break for Rich Eichelberger. It's been rough going the last several weeks for him in both the limited late model and the Super Sportsman cars.
And a green flag comes out.
I know Steve Wilbur, and we got problems at the back of the pack once again. I can't make out all the cars, but it looks like Russell Mitten Also, the 73 of Frankie Herr and the 25 of Gary Stralzer, I believe. Those are the three cars sitting down there in corner number 4. So we're going to try it for a third time for a restart here.
Marty's Transmission Service and Repair, 827 West Trindle Road in Mechanicsburg. Sponsors of auto racing here on Yes Television. If your transmission's got a clunk or a knock in it, if your car jumps and jerks, take it to Marty's. They offer everything from minor adjustments to complete overhauls on your transmission. Marty's even offers free local towing with a transmission overhaul. Standard, automatic, foreign, domestic, Marty's Transmission will service them all. Put that get up and go back in the old buggy. Take it to Marty's Transmission, 827 West Trindle Road in Mechanicsburg. Phone 7665. Racing brought to you this evening by Little Bits Screen Printers, 827 West Trindle Road, in the same building with Marty's Transmission Service. Servicing your every screen printing need. Custom screen printing on t-shirts, sweats, hats, jackets, bags. If it's a printable product, they'll print it for you. For racers, for teams, for businesses. With service and satisfaction as their keystone, Little Bits Screen Printing offers a complete service and a quick turnaround time. Artwork done on the site or reproduced from your own personal artwork. Little Bits will produce it and they'll make you proud. That's Little Bits Screen Printing, 827 West Trindle Road in Mechanicsburg. Phone 697-4538.
Sportsman feature event. Glenn Yackel, Steve Wilbur sit on the front row. And 25 of Jerry Stralzer unable to continue. Tough break for him. And also Russell Minton was taken into the pits on the hook. I don't know if we'll see him back out, but Frankie Herr, the other car involved in that incident down there off of corner number 4, was able to rejoin the back of the pack. So it looks like we're going to start with 24 cars now instead of 26. Just about ready to take the green flag here as they go into corner number 3. Glenn Yackel and Steve Wilbur, a pair of Fords on the front row. And it's Yackel taking the lead.
Daryl Schaefer ricocheted off the front wall out of 4. These guys are running the cushion all the way up to the end.
Boy, and just like last week, Johnny Murphy in the 36, he was starting to make some moves to the front, but he got up over the back of Leroy Martin's car number 66. He was nearly up to 7th spot, but doesn't look like it slowed him down too much. Murphy continues on. Russell Minton and Jerry Stralzer have made it back out, but they are a lap down.
Glenn Yackel out on the point with the lead. He's got Steve Wilbur to 59 behind him in second. Here comes the 21 of Dave Newman in third. Paul Troutman in the 16 closes in tight behind him. We have 2 cars out of shape down in the second, third area, bringing out a yellow flag.
And it looks like the Weeby Audio number 59, Jake Rodaball, and the 6 of Daryl Schaefer. Those are the 2 cars sitting down in corner number 2.
And I believe the Crayola kid, Dave Berkheimer, took his car into the pits. Two laps are into the record book. We have 23 laps remaining, and Glenn Yackel sits on the point with the lead, and he's got Steve Wilbur in the old Milwaukee family Ford car right behind him in second.
And Rich Eichelberger was in the pits, car number 8. We'll see if he can make it back out. They're changing that left rear tire that went down. He will make it back out, and he will not go a lap down. So Eichelberger's crew able to get that tire changed in a short period of time. And Ken Carberry, car number 12, a feature winner Thursday night, is shutting off at corner number 2. We will not complete a lap, so 2 laps are still in the record books as Ken Carberry sits atop of corner number 2.
The green flag flies as the cars move around 3 and 4. Glenn Yackel out on the point. Steve Wilbur running in the second spot.
Dave Newman runs third in the 21, followed by Paul Troutman and Mark Zimmerman now moving into the top 5 as he works his way around Kevin Berger. But Leroy Martin is on the move. Car number 66, he started 8th. He's trying to take over 5th spot from Zimmerman.
Martin underneath Zimmerman moved into possession of crossed up in 2 and leaves open the door for the 5 of Irwin.
Zimmerman hit that cushion down in 1, and it just threw the car sideways, and he lost a position. There's the battle for 3rd spot. Dave Newman, Paul Troutman. Troutman in the Family Ford Mercury Old Milwaukee sponsored car. He's trying to take over 3rd position. We have a pair of Family Ford Mercury cars running in the top 5 at this point. The 59F of Wilbur going for the lead. He's looking to the outside of Glenn Yackel. They're side by side just about as they come off corner number 2. Yackel holding off Wilbur. Wilbur in turn number 3. Who's it going to be coming off corner number 4? Yackel still holds a slim advantage over Steve Wilbur.
Down into the 1st and 2nd turn. Yackel still holds the lead. Wilbur trying to run the high groove. Dave Newman is still running in 3rd in 21. Troutman in the 16 is still in 4th. The 66 of Leroy Martin is currently in 5th out of the 4th turn. Then it's Mike Irwin in the 5, running in 7th. And we've got a little bit of distance between the 55 and the 5. The 55 of Zimmerman is running 8th. 9th is the 1-8 of Bob Fantasy. And right now in the top 10, the 31, Kevin Berger. Right behind Berger is the 10. Donnie Beaver Jr. and the 4 of Johnny Stoner.
Stoner running 10. Make that 11th now, Donnie Beaver. And the caution flag is out for the 93 of Hager and the 3 of Calaman.
2 of the heavy shoes involved in that one over in turn.
Hager and Calaman ran.
Well, you won't see this very often at Silver Spring Speedway, where the rear of the pack is Johnny Murphy, Rich Eichelberger, Danny Hager, and Dave Calaman.
That's 4 of the top drivers here at Silver Spring Speedway, but some of the top drivers having problems tonight. That may open it up for somebody else to win a feature here tonight. The guys running 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, while Newman, I believe, has won here at Silver Spring Speedway before, but the first 2 guys have never won here at Silver Spring Speedway.
Paul Troutman in the 16 really dueling it out with the 66 of Martin for the 4th spot on the track.
And Martin now taking over 4th. He had a slim advantage as they went past the start-finish line. Maybe tonight will be Leroy Martin's night.
Martin comes out of that 2nd, down into 3 and 4. He's still holding to that 4th spot.
And it's still the 4th up front, running 1 and 2, the 9 of Glenn Yackel, the 59F of Steve Wilbur. There's Bob Fantasy trying to crack into the top 5. He currently runs 6th at this point.
Fantasy in the high groove around 3 and 4, tries to move up around Troutman.
Bob Fantasy started back in 17th position, already running 6th. He's right on the back bumper of Troutman.
Down the backstretch, Steve Wilbur trying to high groove around Glenn Yackel.
And he mentioned in his interview earlier they'd like to win one this year. This is his rookie year. He wants to be Rookie of the Year in the Super Sportsman.
Yackel holding to that lead, and Steve Wilbur trying desperately to take it away to get out into 3 and 4.
This time coming off 4, who's it going to be? Glenn Yackel still holding off Wilbur. No, Wilbur takes the lead. At lap number 12.
And then Glenn Yackel takes it right back in the 2nd turn.
Let's see who it is coming off 4. Once again, Wilbur looks like he jumped the cushion just a little bit. Newman challenging for the runner-up spot, but Wilbur comes charging back.
Wilbur still working the high groove. Glenn Yackel still working the inside low groove, and Yackel takes it down into 3 and 4 once again.
And Fantasy loops it, and also Newman, but they keep going, both of them. And the 5G of Irwin gets up over the front end of Dave Newman. Tough break for Mike Irwin. Newman keeps it going, car number 21, but Irwin was running 5th. Both Newman and Fantasy did a complete 360 and kept the cars going.
With only 10 laps remaining, and it's still Glenn Yackel out on the point.
Here comes Leroy Martin. He's made his way around the 59F with Steve Wilbur.
Leroy Martin is really on the move. He's down the backstretch, now in 2nd and challenging for the lead as they come around 3 and 4.
Glenn Yackel, he's led a lot of this race, trying to hold off Martin, but Martin looking real strong.
comes Fantasy. He's up into third. We have some cars out of shape.
And that'll revert back to Glenn Yackel as our race leader then, because they did not complete that lap. We have Rich Eichelberger and Jake Rodeball down in corner number 2 there. They are the 2.
Hershey Bears, area high school football, basketball. If it's sports, Guest Television brings it to you.
Well, they're still trying to get Jake Rodeball off the track. He's right at the entrance of pit lane. Looked like they were just going to be able to push him off with a push truck, but there is a hook down there. They need to pick up the front end of that car. So apparently there's a little more damage to it than what they thought. They should have him off the track shortly, though. Car number 59, Jake Rodeball, the WeBe Audio car. Tough break for him. And he is off the track, and the green flag will come out this next time around. And how about Glenn Yackel, car number 9, holding off Leroy Martin. But Leroy had gotten by him that last time on corner number 2, but
it was not scored.
It was not scored because it was not a complete lap. So he reverts back to second spot, and that puts Yackel back in the lead. But Leroy Martin and Bob Fantasy, they look like 2 strong cars here with.
And look who's sitting in 5th. Car number 4, Johnny Stoner.
Stoner trying to make up some points that he's lost over the last 2 nights. He's in the top 5 once again. He's been a very consistent driver here at Silver Spring Speedway. A lot of people rooting for John Stoner, car number 4. He's got his hands full with Donnie Beaver, though. Yackel holding off Leroy Martin up front. Martin goes to the top.
Martin running that high groove right on the edge of the cushion, trying to move around Glenn Yackel. Take it down into 1 and 2. Martin is still high, Yackel down low. And Yackel, that car down on the inside, just shoots right out of the second turn down the backstretch.
Glenn Yackel giving Leroy Martin a lot of room. And this time, Martin takes the lead on lap 18.
Down the backstretch, out of the second turn, it is Leroy Martin, Glenn Yackel, and Bob Fantasy. 1, 2, and 3. Stoner has moved into 4th.
And Yackel regains the lead because Leroy Martin jumped the cushion. Glenn Yackel, that's the break he needed to regain the lead. One little mistake here at Silver Spring Speedway, and it cost you a lot.
And Fantasy now got underneath the 66 of Martin. He's moved into 2nd.
5 laps to go. Glenn Yackel looking for his first win ever here in the Super Sportsman division at Silver Spring Speedway. And Johnny Stoner is up the 3rd spot, car number 4, and the caution flag is out. I can't see who it is because of the
22 car driven this evening by
the 25
Mark
Strauser.
Smith.
That's the Jerry Strauser in the 25 up there against corner number 3.
Once again, and it is still Glenn Yackel with the lead, but we have Bob Fantasy and Johnny Stoner in a duel for the 2nd spot.
And Stoner started back in 14th, and he's running 3rd. Fantasy started back in 17th, he's running 2nd. These guys have moved through the pack.
Yackel still working down the inside groove. Fantasy goes to the high groove. Out of the second turn, it is Bob Fantasy. Stoner now working into the high groove around this 4th turn, and we've got a yellow flag once again.
And once again, that'll move Yackel back into the lead because he had the lead at lap number 21.
We have 4 laps remaining, and these are going to be some 4 laps, David. I'll tell you, we've got some real heavy shoes right behind Glenn Yackel with Bob Fantasy, Johnny Stoner, Donnie Beaver Jr., and the Silver Fox in the top 5.
Snellbaker started way back in 22nd position. He's now up into the top 5. And he's challenging Donnie Beaver for that 4th position. Once again, Fantasy looking to the outside of Yackel. Yackel able to hold him off for 1 more lap. Glenn Yackel turning in a great job tonight. He started on the pole. He's led 19 of the first 21 laps. Here comes Fantasy. But Yackel once again still holds the lead. Stoner coming up there to mix it up too, and Snellbaker's up to 4th position. Snellbaker, the Silver Fox, a feature winner last week.
Fantasy goes to the high side, but we've got a car out of shape.
It's the 22 of Mark Smith, so once again, Glenn Yackel will still be our race leader with 3 laps remaining.
Got a reprieve again that time. Can he hold off the 1H of Fantasy as the green comes out?
Well, it appears that Fantasy is faster, but he's got to get around him and score a lap in the lead before he can actually win this race. And Glenn Yackel turning in the ride of his life. And he looks real good on the restarts. It takes about a lap or so for Fantasy to get up to speed. And this time coming through 3 and 4, maybe it'll be Fantasy's lap. If he can come across first, he'll be scored. And Fantasy is the race leader on lap number 23.
And we have a yellow again as the 6 of Schaefer comes to a halt at turn number 4. With 2 laps remaining, the green flag comes out once again, and Bob Fantasy now sets on the point.
And Billy Crawford gets sideways after making a little bit of contact with the 93 of Hager. So we'll see the caution flag once again. Billy Crawford down in corner number 4. And Danny Hager up.
We still have 2 laps remaining, and it's still Bob Fantasy, Glenn Yackel, Johnny Stoner, Smokey Stellbaker, and Donnie Beaver Jr. in the top 5.
I'll tell you, Bob, it's been a night of attrition. We've got 14 cars out of the original 26 still running, so we've lost nearly half the field in this 25-lap feature event.
Stoner now runs in second. He got around Yackel out of the second turn.
And here comes the Silver Fox Snellbaker. 1 lap to go. Stoner with the last lap ditch effort to try and pick up the win. Stoner moves up onto the back bumper of Fantasy. It's going to get close here at the end. Coming off corner number 4, Fantasy picks up its first win of the season here at Super Sprint Speedway.
Finishing in the runner-up spot, Johnny Stoner in the 4. Then it's the 80 of the Silver Fox Stellbaker, the 9 of Yackel, the 10 Donnie Beaver Jr. And from there on, the feature winner tonight in the Super Sportsman division, Bob Fantasy in the 1H. Finishing in the runner-up spot, the 4 Johnny Stoner. In third, the 80 Smokey Stellbaker. In fourth, the 9 Glenn Yackel. In fifth, the 10 Donnie Beaver Jr.
And sixth, the 59F of Steve Wilbur, his best performance ever in a Super Sportsman. Finishing 7th in the 16, Paul Troutman. 8th in the 93, our current point leader, Danny Hager. Followed by Frankie Herr in the 73. And the 2K of George Ryden finishing in 10th spot.